Why do some people rise no matter where they start, while most remain stuck in the same place year after year? It's not luck. It's not background. It's not intelligence. The real difference between the 1% and the 99% lies in something invisible. Mental habits. Small ways of thinking, practiced daily, that quietly shape decisions, actions, and outcomes. Success does not begin with money. It begins with mindset. Here are 10 mental habits that separate the 1% from the 99%. 1. Extreme ownership. The 99% blame circumstances, the economy, other people, bad timing. The 1% take full responsibility. Even when situations are unfair, responsibility is still claimed. Because responsibility creates power. Blame keeps people stuck. Ownership creates solutions. The moment responsibility replaces excuses, progress begins. 2. Long-term thinking. The 99% focus on immediate results. Quick rewards. Instant validation. The 1% think in years, sometimes decades. Decisions are filtered through one question. Will this matter long-term? Short-term comfort is often sacrificed for long-term freedom. Great success is rarely dramatic in the beginning. It compounds quietly over time. Habit number 3. I learned to control my emotions. I used to make decisions based on how I felt. If I felt motivated, I worked. If I felt tired, I quit. If I felt discouraged, I doubted everything. That kept me inconsistent. The biggest upgrade in my life was learning emotional control. I still feel fear. I still feel doubt. But I don't let emotions decide my actions anymore. Discipline took over where motivation failed. That's when I started moving forward consistently. Habit number 4. I became obsessed with growth. At some point, I stopped trying to look smart and started trying to get better. I read more. I learned from people ahead of me. I accepted that I didn't know everything. Every failure became feedback. Every mistake became data. The 99% want comfort. The 1% want progress. Once growth becomes your goal, losing stops feeling like failure. Habit number 5. I started choosing discomfort on purpose. This one was uncomfortable, literally. I started waking up earlier. Doing the hard tasks first. Having difficult conversations I used to avoid. And I realized something important. Every time I avoided discomfort, my life got smaller. Every time I faced it, my confidence grew. The 1% don't wait until things feel easy. They do hard things daily, and that's why life gets easier later. Habit number 6. I focused only on what I could control. I wasted years worrying about things I couldn't change. People's opinions. The past. What might happen? Then I simplified everything. I focused on my effort. My consistency. My mindset. That's it. When you stop leaking energy into uncontrollable things, you suddenly have power again. The 1% protect their mental energy at all costs. Habit number 7. I changed my identity, not just my habits. This was a game changer. I stopped saying, I'm trying, and started saying, this is who I am. I didn't try to be disciplined. I became a disciplined person. I didn't try to work hard. I became someone who shows up no matter what. When your identity changes, consistency becomes natural. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your identity. Habit number 8. I started guarding my time ruthlessly. I used to say yes to everything. Every distraction. Every invite. Every meaningless conversation. Then I realized. Time is the real currency. So I started saying no. I stopped explaining myself. I protected my focus. The 1% don't manage time. They defend it. Because wasted time is wasted life. Habit number 9. I learned to think in leverage. I used to think effort alone was enough. But effort without leverage keeps you stuck. So I started asking better questions. How can this scale? How can this work without me being present all the time? Skills, systems, content, knowledge. That's leverage. The 99% stay busy. The 1% stay effective. Habit number 10. I never stopped reinventing myself. The biggest mistake people make is getting attached to who they used to be. I learned to let go. Old habits. Old beliefs. Old versions of myself. I stayed adaptable. I stayed curious. I stayed willing to start over. The future belongs to people who can evolve fast. And the 1%. They reinvent themselves again and again. Let me tell you this clearly. I didn't become different overnight. I just started thinking differently, daily. Small mental shifts. Repeated every day. Changed my entire direction. You don't need to be special. You don't need permission. You just need to stop thinking like the 99%. Because once your mindset changes, your actions change. And once your actions change, your life follows. If this helped you even a little, then you already know what to do next. I'll see you at the top.